Hi, this is Richard Fields with this week's report from the fields. Every day I read the New York Times, so you don't have to. Like it or not, the New York Times is the source of talking points for what's left of the legacy media and for most left-of-center online news sources. For the last couple of days, the Times has spilled a lot of ink lauding one Paula Borsuk, author of the long-forgotten, poor-selling book, Cyber Selfish. The subtitle of the book, A Critical Romp Through the Terribly Libertarian Culture of High Tech, says it all. In the words of the New York Times, Borsuk saw Silicon Valley changing from becoming the home of a community that was previously sober, civic-minded, and egalitarian into something toxic or techno-libertarianism. Borsuk complains about Silicon Valley denizens' narcissism, misogyny, disdain for government, bias against liberal arts, and even interest in cryptography. While all those qualities may apply to some self-described libertarians, none are defining characteristics of libertarianism, except perhaps disdain for government. It reminds me of the arguments against capitalism, which are really just arguments against capitalists. There is no credible, honest argument that capitalism is not the most successful economic system in recorded history for economic thriving, including giving the poorest classes the chance to rise from poverty. That does not mean that individual capitalists are never bad actors. I won't give you examples, but let's just say that history is rife with examples of successful individual capitalists who are monstrous human beings. The difference is that while monstrous capitalists may often grasp for government power, they seldom actually get it, or if they do, not for long. Under socialism/communism, it is almost universally true that the monstrous humans end up in charge. The sociopathic and psychopathic drives of monsters work for them in a socialist economy and against them in a capitalist economy. See Mao, Lenin, and Stalin, Hitler, yes, German was socialist, the National Socialist version, Pol Pot, and Chavez and Maduro. Likewise, there are individual self-styled techno-libertarians who do questionable things. Peter Thiel comes to mind. Thiel is a self-described classical liberal or conservative libertarian. Lamentably, he supported Donald Trump for president, starting in his 2016 run. He is also the founder of Palantir. Palantir got its initial venture capital funding from In-Q-Tel, the venture capital arm of the CIA. Government, including the CIA, is now Palantir's biggest client. And it's not just the CIA. Police and sheriff's departments, including Sacramento, Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Burbank, use Palantir technology for surveillance. Civil libertarians rightly worry that surveillance of criminal activity inevitably leaks over into surveillance of, well, all of us. Arguably a bad act by a techno-libertarian. So is Borsuk making a valid argument against techno-libertarians or any other flavor of libertarians? Not really. The strongest argument that Borsuk or her latter-day fans like the New York Times can make is that some self-styled libertarians will do things that are not supportive of the overall libertarian ideology. In its simplest form, that ideology remains: don't hurt people, don't take their stuff, and tell the truth in your interactions with others. Stuff includes private information, which is taken by a surveillance state. That's this week's report from the fields. I'm Richard Fields. See you again next week.